Akron woman who was shot by masked intruders during home invasion grabbed gun to defend herself. Wow. So what happened in Ohio here?
So what we have is we have a woman. And the article, by the way, does come from news5cleveland.com, if you'd like to look it up. So what we have is we have a 25-year-old woman who lives there in Ohio, and she was home by herself, and there were some masked invaders that came into her home. So they had there's pictures or surveillance snapshots of them coming in. They all have hoods and or masks bearing different types of things covering or obscuring their faces. They broke into her home. They came in. They were armed. They do appear to be teens. They obviously have not been caught. Otherwise, we would know a little bit more about them. They did enter the home, obviously for nefarious or not kind reasons.
Yeah.
She happened to have been in the restroom when it happened.
Jeez.
So when they broke in, she was in the bathroom. So what does she do? She comes out of her home, she opens the restroom door, and she finds these people in her home. So what we have here, I actually want to kind of read it for a moment here and just kind of just read it directly from the article. There are quotes from her. She said that she grabbed a gun from a cabinet to defend herself. She tried to cock the gun, but before she could do that, one of the suspects shot her in the left leg. I fell to the ground, she said. I got blurry, fell to the ground, and started screaming. So she was shot as part of this encounter. As part of seeing these people in her home, she did grab a firearm of her own. And after she was shot, they did book it and leave. And so there's no mention of them being caught or any follow-up that I was able to locate. She was taken was taken to a hospital for treatment. She underwent some treatments and surgeries and things for her leg. She did survive. So this here has a couple of things that I would actually like to talk about.
Sure.
I'd love for you to jump in if there's anything you want to share. A couple of things. Now, according to the article, this is a direct quote. It says that she tried to cock the gun. Now, we know cocking versus racking. Was this a revolver? Was she trying to cock the hammer? Which, don't know. There's just a lot of things that as I'm reading, I'm like, things that were kind of food for thought. So, first of all, what kind of firearm was it? Now, if it was a revolver, cocking of the hammer is not generally necessary unless you've got a single action only. So kind of think about your defensive firearms. First of all, where are you going to put them? This one was staged in a cabinet. Also, too, what type of firearm do you have? If you have a semi-automatic, if you are storing it for self-defense or staging it, do you have one in the chamber? Do you not? And why? This here meant it. She was only hit in the leg. And I say only because it wasn't my leg. Yeah, right. It could have been worse. If you have to take the time to clear a malfunction out of your gun, is that the best way to start a self-defense encounter? So consider where we stage, how we stage, and kind of think about those things.
Well, she was in the bathroom. I think
was in the bathroom.
This is one more
a shower gun.
I was going to say this is
Argument,
one more
fair shower gun. Yeah.
Like if people make fun of me, but man, you need a good solid shower gun. I couldn't. It's really. We joke here, but her quote here. It was very scary. I was terrified, but I didn't show it. Good for you for not showing it. Of course, you were terrified. Somebody was trying to cause serious harm to you, but
absolutely,
you did it. You were able to. At least grab the firearm, and of course you survived. So congratulations. I hope you watch this and feel good about doing what you needed to survive. But what other lessons do we learn from this?
I think here's the thing: is you mentioned this earlier, right? Self-defenders. First of all, you have to have the firearm. So kudos to her for having taken that step to acquire that firearm, to purchase it, to buy it, and then to have it placed somewhere in the home. I personally also do happen to, I still carry on my person when I'm home. You never know. A staged gun. I would rather you have a staged gun than no firearm at all. But the firearm that's actually on you is going to be so much more accessible. So, but we all have different lifestyles. We all have different circumstances. Maybe you have young children and you just don't feel comfortable staging. Whatever it is. There's lots of variables in here. But kudos to her that, first of all, she had the firearm. Yeah. Right? She had it. What's her level of training? I don't know. We don't know, right? We don't know. So but she had the most important piece is that she had that firearm. And I'm just thankful that she did, right? And that she thought and remembered to go for it, because there are times to where we can also too get tunnel vision. Maybe we forget what some of our options are. And so glad that she thought and she remembered and she did it.
Nice job. Her name's Jasmine. She's in Ohio. She's 25 years old, and she is alive today.
Defensive gun use.
And I don't really know, it's tough to tell. Like you said, they said that she had to cock it first. We don't know what that means. We don't know if, maybe the reporter has no idea what that term means.
Right.
We don't know. Maybe she doesn't know what that term means. So
Correct.
it leads you to believe it was a revolver. Maybe it was, but we just don't know because the reporting could be so poor. So.
Just kind of indicates that there might have been an action that was felt or seemed to have been needed to take before the gun was in operable condition, maybe.
There you go.
Yep.
Hey, thanks for watching Gun Owners Radio. I hope you loved that clip. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and follow us on social media. And check out our website at gunownersradio.com.